The headlines: Supreme Court reserves judgment in Atiku's appeal against President Tinubu. Court nullifies victory of Nigeria Senate Minority Leader, orders rerun. Bandits invade Damusa, killing 9 persons. On the foreign scene, Israeli airstrikes kill at least 70 people in Gaza. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Abdullahi Ahmed. We start in Abuja as the Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal by Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) against the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court, which affirmed the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election. A 7-member panel of the court led by Justice Inyang Okoro announced this on Monday after counsel to parties adopted their briefs of argument and made final submissions. The Apex Court also took arguments from lawyers to parties on the motion filed by Atiku to supply fresh evidence on forged documents. And counsel to Atiku Abubakar, Chris Uche, urged the court to grant the motion and to allow their appeal, granting the prayer sought and disqualify President Tinubu. Counsel to the respondents, Abubakar Mahmoud for INEC, Wole Olanipekun for President Tinubu, and Akin Olujimi for the APC, urged the court to dismiss both the motion and appeal for lacking in merit. When the court reconvened, it heard the appeal of the Allied People's Movement. Now, the party was urged to withdraw its appeal as it did not have prayers for determination. Counsel to the APM, Machuku Ume, subsequently withdrew his appeal. The respondents did not object to the withdrawal. The Apex Court thereafter dismissed the appeal. Staying with the judiciary, the Court of Appeal Abuja has nullified the victory of Senate Minority Leader Senator Simon Nwankwo of Plateau North Senatorial District in the National Assembly. In a unanimous judgment, the 3-member panel led by Justice Daudu Williams held that the PDP did not validly nominate Senator Nwankwo. Now, the panel held that the court orders were not fully complied with by the People's Democratic Party, as 12 local government areas did not participate in the Congress exercise. The court also ordered a rerun for the Plateau North senatorial seat to be conducted within the next 90 days. The court cited non-compliance with a subsistent court order for the Plateau State High Court made since 2020 for the PDP to conduct Congress exercises before nominations as a key factor in their decision. Now, the panel at the Appellate Court led by Justice Okong Abang also nullified the victory of PDP's Musa Avia representing Basa North in the House of Representatives. Away from the courts, bandits have raided Damusa town, the headquarters of Damusa local government area of Katsina State, killing 9 people, including a policeman. Now, according to reports, the bandits also kidnapped an unspecified number of residents, with many reportedly sustaining injuries after a house-to-house raid by the gunmen. The recent attacks, according to some residents, may not be unconnected with the recent capture and the killing of a notorious bandit leader in the area by the newly commissioned Katsina Community Watch Corps in the local government area. Now, the police spokesperson in Katsina State, Assistant Superintendent of Police Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu, has confirmed the development, stating that only 5 persons have been reportedly killed. Still talking security, a group representing Zamfara communities has called on President Bola Tinubu to address the incessant bandit attacks within Kauranamoda and neighboring areas in Zamfara North Senatorial District. In an open letter to the president, the group Zamfara Circle Community Initiative say residents across the affected communities have been living in fear over the resurgence of bandits activities in the area, calling on the president to do something about the attacks. The group, in a letter dated October 19, 2023, say if no action is taken, the recurrent bandits attacks will not only result in the continuous loss of lives and property in the area, but will also have attendant economic and social consequences on the entire Zamfara North Senatorial District and the state in general. The group say the aggression by bandits has strangulated educational and economic activities in the area, adding that commuters are at risk of being kidnapped, while many residents are being held hostage in kidnappers' den. In other news, a sugarcane vendor and an unidentified military personnel were on Sunday crushed to death in an accident in Kwara State. It was gathered that the incident happened at one of the checkpoints in Moro local government area of the state. One of the eyewitnesses of the accident says a trailer lost control, veering off the road, crashing into 4 victims. According to the source, 2 of the victims died on the spot, while others sustained varying degrees of injuries. Now, the sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Frederick Ogidan, has confirmed the incident. Kaduna State Ministry of Education has shut down Al-Azhar Academy School in Zaria for alleged homicide. A statement signed by the Director General, Kaduna State Schools Quality Assurance Authority, Dr. Usman Abubakar Zaria, indicates that the school will remain sealed pending the outcome of a police investigation. He explained that a team from the Quality Assurance Unit of the ministry is on a fact-finding mission to unravel the matter. The state government has called on members of the public to remain calm and law-abiding while investigation is being carried out for justice to be served accordingly. Meanwhile, the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, Kaduna State Branch, has urged Nigerian police not to take it lightly on those found involved in the killing of the student. Elsewhere, residents of Asaba, the Delta State capital, are calling on the federal government to address the menace of drugs and substance abuse to mitigate the rising crime rate in the state. The residents, who say there is a direct correlation between drug abuse and criminality, highlighted the need for the government to step up its fight against illicit drug trafficking and abuse to stop the menace. From Asaba, Trust TV's Jonathan Awanyai reports.
The high rate of drug abuse in Nigeria has become a serious national concern, with a huge number of the country's young population now engaging in the arts. Though it is not limited to the youth alone, it is more rampant among the youths. Residents of Asaba, the Delta State capital, said more needs to be done by the government to rescue the youth from a further slide into drug addiction.
Not to allow our youth to completely be destroyed by hard drugs. There must be something the government can do to see that this thing is curtailed, this thing is nipped on board. And I will not continue this way we are going, because a time will come, let's say in the next 10, 20, 50 years, we might not have youth anymore. The drug would have destroyed virtually everybody. Because what we are seeing now, you see, this youth you are seeing these days, these young people, we are giving birth by good people. You will now imagine what will happen when the bad people now begin to give birth to children. What will it be?
According to some of them, the use of drugs should be discouraged in the movie and music industries, as one could hardly watch a movie or music video without finding scenes where drugs are being abused.
We want to talk about drug. We see that the drug has eaten deep into the youths. So I will advise youths to stay out of drugs. And again, we want to talk to the actors when they want to write the script. They should know that with more of the effect of the drugs in our youths, so that they will know the effect, then stay out of drugs.
Others noted that the attendant health conditions from drug abuse are unimaginable, ranging from damages to the kidney, liver and reproductive system to mental health cases.
Drugs abuse, all those things, good. Look at our own youth now. So many boys now don't they get some colo because of all those kind of things. So drugs abuse, those kind of things, I advise our youth, please, may they not see they do all those kind of things because it's no good.
According to them, Safeguarding youth from the devastating impact of substance abuse is essential to fostering national growth. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
In Borno State, Governor Babagana Zulum has restated the commitment of his administration to reposition the education sector of Borno State. He stated this through the Commissioner of Local Government Affairs and Emirate Council at the 50th anniversary and launching of a magazine at the Federal College of Education in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The representative of the governor, Sugum Maimele, says infrastructural development and transformation in the education sector shows that security has been restored in Borno State. He added that the Zulum administration is committed to ensuring the return of out-of-school children back to the classroom.
The college is suffering with the following challenges: lack of good road network, no solar street line, erosion that is fast eating, deep threatening the environment.
We mourn together when there's something to mourn, and it is just wonderful. And for this occasion, we have come together, contributed money to be able to also remedy some of the challenges that they have in school. We renovated, I think, some toilets and bathrooms in one of the hostels as our contribution to 50th this thing. So, but more than anything else, it's the relationship, the camaraderie that we enjoy. It is the bond formed as children that we'll continue to retain. So it's really, really exciting to be here.
Now, most civil servants after retirement struggle to contribute meaningfully to the society, largely due to age or other socioeconomic factors. But for Balarabe Musa, a retired civil servant in Kaduna, he may be retired from the service of government, but he's not tired of serving his immediate community as he helps school children cross the busy road safely on a daily basis. Bello Musa tells us his story.
Exchanging greetings with people around marks the early morning arrival of Balarabe Musa, popularly called Babanyara, at the busy Sadona Crescent by Ahmadu Bello Way Junction in Kaduna Metropolis. Thereafter, Balarabe Musa prepares for a routine he loves to do better, helping the school children coming from different communities within the metropolis to cross the busy road.
Well, this is my 18 years of doing this work, and I'm not doing it voluntary, for God's sake. I was sitting at this junction in the morning. When those children are crossing by, there was a bus that come in, and the bus did not stop for them. He not clear one of them. So that's why I decided let me be voluntary for them.
Musa says he ventured into this work in anticipation of reward from his creator.
I'm just doing it because of God's sake. Just for God's sake, I'm doing this work. Nobody's paying me.
Despite economic hardship, Balarabe Musa does not relent as he finds his way from his house at Bakirua to Sadona Crescent Junction to render his routine humanitarian service.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning without having any penny with me, but I will trek from Bakirua down to this place just to make sure that I fulfill my promise for those children. Even though I'm not feeling fine, I used to force myself because I used to think about those children. You have a children too.
Due to the complex nature of controlling the traffic situation, Musa is usually supported by other good Samaritans. In the past, some parents prefer to cross with their children, but now they entrust the children with us, as they realize it's more safer. We see them as our children, so helping them is like helping ourselves.
Government, maybe they will assist me on this painting of this zebra crossing. That's the only thing I want to assist from them, sir.
Musa enjoys the cooperation of the motorists while on duty, but defiant drivers are his concern.
Well, sometimes I used to face a lot of challenges. Because like what happened yesterday as a police officer, I stopped and he refused to stop. It's just because of God. You could have played those children yesterday. And now when I stop him and I'm talking to him, he now started challenging me like he's a police officer, how will I stop children to cross the road? I said, this work is your work, I'm just doing it because of God's sake. So you are not supposed to even challenge me, you are supposed to even thank me for me to do this kind of work.
Musa now lives on the help coming from family and friends. He is among thousands of workers disengaged by the immediate past administration of Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Well, that is one very selfless and patriotic Nigerian. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up ahead, we take a look at the devastating impact of insurgency on tourism sites in Borno State. More on this and many other stories coming up ahead in just a moment.
It was never a consensus. We did all our best. You see, in politics, you give your contribution to the best of your ability.
If you want, I'll forward to you this statement. You go to this bank and verify.
But there are people who say not spending money is not about you in itself.
Let me finish.
Because there's so much to be done.
Let me finish. Now, you don't allow me to explain myself.
The recent development shows abductions are now a factor of informants embedded in community.
It's not about the people of Katsina to say that, no, during my administration I was able to stop insecurity. No. It's about collective responsibility for all of us.
And what we should ask ourselves is not what has been seen, is the life better? Are there more people who are unemployed who are not become employed? Is the level of corruption has gone down? Is there inclusion? All those issues.
We're actually a gas country with associated oil. Our focus has always been on oil, that we have never paid significant attention to gas.
To do it effectively, we need to have honest conversation with ourselves. Government needs to come down from its higher horse and communicate with the people and build trust.
There must be a solution. We cannot continue this way. They must come back to the table and agree. So whose child will do deny education? All these children that sit for jam, they want to go to higher institutions.
But just a short while ago you were saying that why bring 10 children when you cannot cater for them? So why bring more universities when you cannot cater for the existing?
Welcome back to the news. A quick reminder of our top stories at this hour. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Atiku's appeal against President Tinubu. Court nullifies victory of Senate Minority Leader, orders rerun. Now, there are some states in Nigeria where past governors are beneficiaries of jumbo life pensions, to the consternation of most citizens who question the legal and moral justifications for the practice. Although state assemblies are responsible for enacting laws backing life pensions for past governors who are still in service at the federal level, there are legal options available to reverse the unpopular trend. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Civil society organizations such as SERAP had initiated legal actions against the executive and legislative arms to stop the state from paying such largesse to the former governors who are in most cases serving as senators or ministers upon expiration of their tenures.
And the law varies when you go to different states. And if you look at what they get as pension, is a magnificent sum of money. The law will provide in some aspects that they are entitled to houses in house in Abuja, they are entitled to cars, they are entitled to health insurance, you know, and all furniture allowances. All those allowances are embedded in that law.
The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, had obtained a court order instructing the federal government to recover pensions received by ex-governors currently serving as ministers and National Assembly members. Speaking on the law backing the ex-governor's pension, Barrister Rabiu argued that the law lacked moral justification.
Different organizations, citizens can propose this amendment to their representatives. And if your representatives are not forthcoming, they are not willing to push forward that amendment, you can also sponsor a private member bill so that some of these sections of this law that does not favor Nigerians will fight until those sections of the law are amended so that it will be liberal, so that few citizens of this country will not be enjoying the entirety of the wealth of this country.
At least 14 ex-governors currently serving as senators are reportedly receiving both salaries as lawmakers and pension as former state chief executives, while the states continue to grapple with huge financial burdens arising from the ex-governor's life pension package and governance responsibilities. It is not clear if the life pension benefits for ex-governors will be abolished with a view to channel the funds for developmental purposes. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Now, the ancient city the history of ancient Kanem Borno Empire is incomplete without the mention of Rabe and his famous fort in Dikwa local government era of present-day Borno state. Now, at the zenith of its power and influence, in the old Kanem Borno Empire, it spanned across parts of western and southern and central Sudan. Trust TV's Olatunji Omirin visited what is left of Rabe's fort in Dikwa and completes the story.
The Kanem Borno was more powerful and influential with a 1,000-year of golden era, before it was interrupted by infamous personality in its history, Rabe. Rabe, the most infamous warlord and invader, held in a deep away whenever his name reached across the length and breadth of the empire. But his fort, now at the outskirts of Dikwa, from where he ruled and radiated his personality across the empire. The fort was declared as a national monument in 1959, a year before Nigeria gained independence from colonial rule. For over 120 years, it has been the only fort in the entire region known as Northeast Nigerian. Before the emergence of Boko Haram insurgency, Rabe Fort was tourist and researcher delight. Students and researchers from Nigerian and foreign universities, the Nigerian Defense Academy, and foreign tourists obtain first-hand information about the Rabe's personality and
He was killed in 1900 and Rabe's fort was about to be renovated before insurgency struck, then we all fled. The whole Dikwa town was attacked and invaded by the insurgents. It forced everyone to leave and the entire town was deserted. If you see anyone in the town then, he must be a Boko Haram member.
Rabe's fort has been in existence for time immemorial, but has been bastardized by the insurgency. And the current government of Babagana, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, and the head of National Museum and Monument met to see that it is fixed back to its normal place in order to uplift preserve the culture and set up to its present status in order to make it a tourist state.
The fort has now become a shadow of its past, partly dilapidated due to negligence from the custodians of history and culture, and severely destroyed by the Boko Haram insurgents.
But gradually now with the insurgency over, I'm sure the government and researchers and other well-wishers are putting heads together because, of course, we cannot do away with history. So Rabi's fort has to be revitalized, has to be rehabilitated so that once again it will continue to be a vibrant tourist spot.
They said before the insurgent rapidly turned between 2014 to 2015, Rabi's Doom's Palace was usually used by Islamic clerics as school for teaching the children around Rabiri, a word named after the warlord. It was also used as a traditional factory of sorts where women weaved local mats and men crafted local hoes and knives.
So the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna Jaji, they use as part of their curriculum, they used to come to Dikwa, Rabi's Fort Dikwa, to look at the magnificent architectural building and the fort as well, because fort means like a garrison or a military barracks. So it's part of the curricula.
The traditional ruler in the town gives hope that Dikwa town and its environment are safe for tourists, and this will bring economic value to the host community and the town at large.
In these German colonial residence, there were artifacts and art collections of Rabi, Shehu of Kukawa, Dikwa, and even Maiduguri that has been looted and carted away by insurgents. They burnt part of the building.
Despite the current state of the endangered fort, it remains one of the most attractive historical and cultural destinations to visit in the northeast region because of its uniqueness and historical richness. Locals believe that with concerted effort by government for rehabilitation and revitalization of Rabi forts to attract foreign tourists, it could become a viable source of revenue. Olatunji Omeri, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
And to wrap up the news update, let's take a look at developments on the international scene. Israeli airstrikes on Gaza overnight early on Monday have killed at least 70 people, according to Hamas officials, as the military said it has struck some 320 targets in a Palestinian enclave in 24 hours. The Hamas-controlled government media office in the blockaded Gaza Strip said in a statement that, quote, more than 60 people were murdered in the Israeli raids during the overnight airstrikes, including 17 who were killed in a single strike that hit a house in Jabalia in northern Gaza. Well, that's it. You're up to date with the latest news stories at this hour. We'll be back with more news later. For now, follow us across our social media platforms for more content and visit trusttv.com for the latest news. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you for watching.